Hello, everyone. It's showtime. So, have you heard of this Game Boy? But you may have heard of that. But have you heard of the Super Game Boy? That is exactly what we're going to be looking at today. But we got a few bits of housekeeping to do before we do that. Hang on. Wait a minute. I gotta hold on. Wait. I foolishly didn't prepare quite all of my links because I'm very smart and good at streaming. But don't worry, we're going to have it sorted out in just a second. Okay, so first order of business. Thanks everyone to all of you who participated in the Gaming Health survey that we held last Friday. That was very useful, actually. I talk about the results over here. I'll just read out the top 5 of the normal and fighting games for us. So, starting from the bottom, going up, Bulk Slash, Game & Watch Gallery Series, Space Invaders 95, Gun Valkyrie, and in the top place, the Ooze. Now, to all of you who voted for the Ooze, can we talk? Can we... I know that the Ooze seeks his own level, but I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting the Ooze sweep. I don't know how this happened. I put it in the poll at the last minute because I knew I had a few notes on it. But that's okay. That's okay. I will dehumanize myself and face to bloodshed in the Ooze in due time. As for the fighting games, from the bottom up, Kabuki Clash, which I'm surprised about, Capcom Fighting Jam for some reason, Soul Edge, Last Bronx, and Sonic the Fighters, over 50% of the vote, absolutely destroying it. I've already learned a lot about the Ooze just casually looking in. For instance, there's a code to unlock it in the Japanese version of Sonic Mega Collection, but you can also unlock it normally if you play all the standard games 40 times and play either on March the 3rd, May the 5th, or July the 7th. That's real. Anyway, I would also like to offer my heartfelt thanks to all of you who filled it out and said such very kind and nice things about me. You're not allowed to do that. That's illegal. You'll make me cry. You were all very kind. I've been feeling a little, down about my website because I haven't updated it in a while, but I now have motivation. Also, one of you confused me for Kimimi's website, but that's okay. That means I can just plug it here instead. I don't quite know how that happened, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. So, we're going to be taking a look. Oh, wait, one more thing. I better get the... Hold on. I've got to get... Fuck. I forgot to get a link for this. Hold on. No, where is it? Hang on. Wait a minute. I'm very organized and good at what I do. There we go. Is it? No, hold on, wait. Where did I put it? Hang on. Fuck. Oh, no. No, not there. There it is. I look pretty good. Not gonna lie. Streamers looking pretty nice. Hold on. This is the streamer whose name was stolen. They're here to entertain you. It's them indeed. Yeah, I was quite happy. I tend to be a bit nervous about getting skebs of the streamer because I don't know whether people will understand, how to draw them, but they nailed it. Anyway, so that's the housekeeping out the way. We can now talk about the Super Game Boy. I've never liked this US cover. Not a fan, to be honest. I much prefer this one. This is the European cover. Hello, Arnold Rimmer. It's they from website. Bring Game Boy games to the big screen. What I do find kind of funny here is that, like, I don't think the Koopa Kids ever appeared on the Game Boy, right? But Wario did, and Kirby did, and Link did, obviously. But I don't know, I just kind of like that one. Yeah, what is... I mean, they're trying. They're trying to get a Super Game Boy mascot, Donkey Kong Jr. Yeah, it's... They really heavily go in on Metroid 2 being, like, the big game to play on the Super Game Boy. They specifically mention it on the back of the box as well. Play all your Game Boy games on your Super NES in colour. En couleur. Insert your Game Boy game pack into your Super Game Boy accessory and watch your game appear on TV in brilliant colours. 4. Paint your own custom border. Play more than 350 Game Boy titles on your Super NES. Paint your own custom border and choose from 9 pre-programmed designs. Stereo sound on any television with stereo speakers. Maximize your play control by using the Super NES controller. Game Boy game packs sold separately. Look for this symbol on Game Boy game packs, specially programmed for Super Game Boy. New, specially designed for Super Game Boy, Donkey Kong. Guide Samus Aran through Metroid 2 Return of Samus, a sinister planet with Super Game Boy. The Super Game Boy, your dad was able to play Link's Awakening. That's sweet. Oh, bless. I mean, that's the thing, right? I imagine a lot of this is helpful for actually playing these games on a screen that isn't, terrible. But, so, I think, if I remember this right, I think there was like a Nintendo internal thing to play Game Boy games on a TV screen. It might have been called the Wide Boy. I might be getting that mixed up with something else. But this was the first time that it was commercially available officially from Nintendo. And they even released like there was a version that came with like a strategy guide that weirdly sort of taught you about color theory slightly. You get the R, G, and the B on it. The Wide Boy, the large lad. Wide Boy's the development kit. Okay, thank you. I knew I was getting it mixed up with something else. But yeah, they came out with this guide to help you sort of colorize games that didn't support the Super Game Boy. But let's take... Have we got the... Oh, there's also this. Several years later, Japan would get the Super Game Boy 2, which fixed a few problems, added a link cable, and but was only released in Japan. You still have that guide? Oh, that's good. Excellent. So, if you want to know more about how the Super Game Boy actually works, well, we have this. No, that's wrong. No, that's a spoiler for something else. Hang on. Okay, here we go. So there's a very in-depth guide here, all about. I imagine a lot of that was for Pokemon because obviously that was kind of a big deal. There's also Christine Love also wrote a very, very old set of blog posts about the Super Game Boy called "Fuck the Super Game Boy." Yes, we're gonna get to that, Darkman. You jumping the gun, but don't you worry, we will get to that. Are we gonna see any Takara fighters today? 1. Yes, exactly 1. But yeah, there was this series of blog posts is this is from like 2010, so this is pretty old. Probably some of the information is outdated, and it gets how King of Fighters works wrong. It talks mad shit about World Heroes 2 Jet. But it's generally quite useful for explaining sort of how it works. Unfortunately, the links at the bottom are broken because they link to a different website that no longer exists. So I'm gonna have to post the links individually. I would say these are probably worth a quick look. But basically, the way it works is, rather than be limited to a single palette like the Game Boy, the Super Game Boy can use different palettes on different parts of the screen. There is a bit of loading involved, which means it isn't particularly suitable for like making sprites move or whatever. But still images, backgrounds, and that sort of thing are very easy, and like static screens like maps or status bars. But it can be quite useful for that sort of thing. But there's also like a bunch of functions that basically never get used by anything. So the Super Game Boy had a lot of potential, but it never quite lived up to it. Actually, I've just realised I've put the wrong game in now playing. We're actually playing something else first. Now, I did try to find some adverts. I like to try and find... Yeah, that's right. They cut nobody from World Heroes 2 Jet. Everyone is here. World Heroes 2 Jet is not on the docket today, but we do have one of the Takara fighters. I had to pick one. I've got a scheme in mind for this stream. So, but before that, I went looking for adverts. And hi, Camping Luna. And the Nintendo UK one was pretty boring. There was a standard US one that had like heads exploding and stuff. And then I found two in particular that caught my eye. I think I played the US one first, but the Australian advert is basically a translation of the Japanese advert. They just put their own narration over it, like they didn't change any of the footage. And the US one the US one has the fucking Wu-Tang Clan in it.
And there was something new, kid.
Yo,
This is a Super Game Boy.
and it goes like this. Plug Game Boy games into the Super Game Boy.
Plug Super Game Boy into the Super NES.
Check this out.
Game Boy games in color on TV.
It's amazing.
And games like New Donkey Kong.
You can change the borders.
And choose your own color.
That's funky.
How about Super Game Boy and all 350 Game Boy games?
Incredible.
Game Boys moving into the age of color. Super Game Boy.
And this is the Japanese ad that was translated
You can put
for
any Game Boy
Australia.
cartridge in it, and then play that Game Boy game in color on the big screen through your Super Nintendo. It's packed with color. Nice rainbow. Super Game Boy. Design your own colors for games like Donkey Kong and Tetris 2 from Nintendo.
Nice rainbow. Yeah, they didn't even subtitle. They didn't even subtitle the change the audience. It's great. Anyway, here's an interview with the RZA explaining that he has absolutely no memory of recording that advert. Just how super will this be? Time to find out. Hello, 05 Pro. It'll be pretty super. Although you just missed the Wu-Tang Clan by like 10 seconds. And they just had the Japanese commercial footage, so they just used Tetris Flash instead of Tetris 2. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a test game. Super NES confirmed. Okay, that's good. Anyway, so our test game is Mario and Yoshi. Some people call this game just Yoshi. They're wrong. I'm sorry to tell you this, but they're wrong. It's Mario and Yoshi in Europe, and that's what I'm calling it. So let me, here we go. Ah, wait, hang on. No, fuck off. No, I fucked this up. Hang on. So we want to change, how do I do this? We go to Game Boy. Hang on. Wait, let me cook. So we're going to see how this looks on an original Game Boy first. There we go. Let me know how the volume is. You're wrong. The real title is Yoshi no Tamago. Yes, that is true. I'm just going to turn it down a little on my end. Just a bit. Now, pay attention to the music and the sound effects. You might notice we're not on BGB this time, we're on Mason for a reason. Also, hi Straw Bros. He had a... the RZA had a Rob? Oh, that rules. Did you know that this game was actually Doki Doki Panic in Japan? The classic. So yeah, we have seen this game on the stream before, a long time ago. Was it that long ago? We looked at the NES version, which is the only one Nintendo seems to want to re-release nowadays. This is a game my parents bought for me at the at an airport to shut me up. It was pretty effective. Anyway, it's not giving us any egg bottoms. Can't do shit here. Ah, finally. Okay. Let's see if we can make one egg at least. No, I want it bigger. I want it larger. I want the biggest egg you have. No, that's too big. Yes! Okay, here we fucking go. Yes! Look at that big boy. Excellent. Yeah, well... So, okay, right, we're gonna switch that off now. We're gonna power off. We're gonna change it back to the Super Game Boy. Now, Mason is actually probably a better Super Game Boy emulator than the BGB, because it allows you to simulate the emulation. It allows you to simulate how a Super Game Boy 1 works. Because it uses the clock speed of the SNES rather than the Game Boy, it actually fucks up the music and everything's 2% speed. The speed has changed by 2%. I think it's 2% faster? Where's it? Hold on, I gotta double check this, hang on. Yep, 2.4% faster. But notice that it's got a pretty fitting palette, right? It's so hard raising these Yoshis knowing they're just gonna get thrown into a pit for guys so chumps. So yeah, the Super Game Boy has a bunch of preloaded palettes. And for certain first-party games, it will use the one that's the most fitting. So obviously for Mario and Yoshi, it decides let's go with let's go with all green. Suddenly we're Luigi, yeah. Now if we want, we can fuck around with this. So you press both shoulder buttons, you get this little menu. We can change the border. No, we can change the palette here. So there's what? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 32 sets of colours. Yeah, this is pretty bright, isn't it? Why don't we turn it down a little? Let's see if we got something green. Oh no, that's a bit harsh. Well, I mean, you know what? We could just make our own. This is for This is for Super Game Boy palettes. I don't think there's any that use the fucked up inverted one as a default. How the screen's divided. Relegator palette for the corner HUD and one for the game field, alas. But if we want, we can be a bit more granular. We can make this a bit brighter. Make it a bit darker. Oh, that looks alright. Actually, you know what? Let's change that to red. Oh, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. There we go. I can't remember what this... Oh, I think this, like, freezes the image in place. But we also get a password. So if you ever want to remember what your... what palette you got, you can type it in here. And yeah, it changes in real time. That looks pretty good to me. We also do have a selection of borders. You can also draw your own if you want. I quite like this cinema one. There we go. That's looking a bit better. Got a nice bright outline on the boxes, so we can tell where they are. Now it's Luigi. Absolute cinema. Yeah, it is. It is, though. Try and tell me it's not. You can't. Okay, we got an eggshell. We can start making something. Oh, that looks like a sickly egg. Again, you've only got 4 colors, and they intersect in strange ways at times. The guidebook that came with the Super Game Boy in the US in some bundles does try and, like, tell you, oh, just change the palette for this world that you're in. I was like, man, that's a lot of work. No, I don't want to do that. That'd take forever. Individual palettes for every stage, you kidding me? Yoshi's Rancid Egg, the latest Mario creepypasta. Folks coming in early to catch the trailers and quiz trivia. Someone shouting the answer out loudly and also wrong. Stop the movie! This man is updating the TV tropes page in real time! We've got potentially hundreds of cards to cover, you do it. I paid to see someone play Mario and Yoshi on the Game Boy. Okay, so... Oh yeah, the forest with the house. You know what? While we're here, we may as well show them all off. So, you can have just blank. You can have the void if you wish. There's also little screensavers. We don't really have time to show them off, unfortunately. I wish we did. But we have so many games to get through that I would like to keep things moving. Also known as Yoshi's fucking garbage egg. Yoshi's absolutely dog shit egg. This is the forest. We've seen the cinema. Cats. Oh, I like that one. Oh, that's adorable. And how do we do this one? Hold on. So this is... You can draw your own. Blow it all up. So you can draw your own. I'm gonna write a word here. Oh wait, hang on. That's better. Oh Christ. Oh, this is a disaster. Clear it. Okay, right. This is compatible with the mouse. Streamer, draw the cool S. Okay, I'll do my best. No. Hold on. Alright, I'm gonna draw the cool S. I'm gonna do it. Just you watch. Okay, so... There we go. There we are. There's the cool S. I don't know what the fuck this is. So yeah, you can plug the mouse into the second port if you want. And one of the suggestions from the guide, which I found very charming, is you can draw over the screen to cover up like what items you're getting next. In Tetris, like they draw like comical Mickey Mouse-esque gloves. So why don't we demonstrate that? Yeah, here we go. What if we just do this? There we go. Just imagine that says egg. Beautiful. Let's just get a game over. Yeah, I didn't know either, but it's mentioned in the guidebook. So now we have less time to figure out what's dropping in. The game is significantly more tense and more exciting as a result. Make your own hard mode if you're so fucking smart. Yeah. They also suggest stuff like make your character invisible, which is very funny. They were kind of desperate to think of things to do with it. Faster, harder, more challenging. Mario and Yoshi. This is what 2DX players had to do before new versions introduced Sudden Plus and Lift. I see. I've heard you can improve games if you draw a possum over the game screen, and specifically a possum. Hi, Cac. So, okay. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting you have to pause before you fuck around with shit. Somebody had a suggestion of one of the animations to watch. The one with the windows. Okay, I can do that. Is it... You mean this one? Nope, no, this one. So we can sit here for a minute. We can wait. I assume it's just no button inputs at all. Like, you can't play the game. You just have to wait. Isn't there a way to trigger it early? I kind of forgot about showing this off because I was like... Ah, shit. Hold on. Don't mind me. I'm just, Super Game Boy border cheat. Oh, okay. Hold on, okay. Choose a order from 4 to 10. L4R, L4R. Okay, I can do that. No. Unless that's the Super Game Boy 2 cheat. We can wait. While we do so, who has a Game Boy? Who had a Super Game Boy? Tell me your secrets. I absolutely had one because I fucking loved my Game Boy. I played I used it quite a lot. But even then, I sort of noticed that something was strange, like about the speed of it. I knew that something was wrong because like the game didn't quite sound right, and yeah, it turns out the games are playing 2.4% faster, which is weird. Again, that's something that they fix with the Super Game Boy 2. If you try to pass the Super Game Boy through the Game Genie, it runs in slow motion. So what he's saying is the Super Game Boy had blast processing. Yeah, probably. I think... No, I think it's just a testament to the fact of how much I played the Game Boy that I was like, no, something's not quite right here. But what is it? There's a mod kit to fix the Super Game Boy 1 speed and install a link port. Wow. Oh god, that's got to be expensive. It would be cool though. Fortunately, as we will see, two-player modes weren't a huge problem for some games on the Super Game Boy, even without the link cable. Modding a NES to have the FDS? Nice. No shame in being a certified Game Boy lore master. Yeah, that's right. An early SGB1 revision, okay. Because I know that the cutting room floor mentions a bunch of codes that can't really be put in that has, like, extra speed options, which is a little strange. Does anyone remember how long the screensavers take? Because if it's like half an hour, we'll have to... I can't stall for that long. And I fear if I tried to do the code again... Yeah, Balloon Kid was supposed to get its own custom palette, and it never got one. Which is kind of strange. Oh, wait, duh, I'm an idiot. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I should just... speed, here we go. Maximum speed. Hey, hold on. Let's go with triple. Oh, like I keep forgetting that emulators have options that make things easier. Oh, this would have taken a while then. Waiting for the clouds to go at light speed. But I tell you what. Oh, Jesus, there he is. Oh, fuck me. Mario, chill out. There he is. Mario jump scare. He doesn't approve of my Mario and Yoshi gameplay. Martin! The Fiend! So what happens when we press a button? Oh, he just disappears. Okay, that's fine. So I tell you what, we can do that with... Let's try that with the... Oh, let's do the cinema one. She's working on this mystery. Yeah, she'll figure it out. Oh, was there? Shit. Okay, hang on. There we can do it again. Luigi grabs him? Oh, well, this I've got to see. Crank that speed up. Oh, fuck. Where's the... No, stay. There we go. 300%. Should have taken a photo of him first to maybe combo him. That's a big Mario sprite that shows up. No, whenever there's something like really obvious that I could do to make something easier, I will fucking forget it. Imagine playing a Mario game where he's like, I know, right? Scary thought. He's not going to show up now, is he? He's gonna make me look like a fool. Come on, Mario. Wow, this really does take a while. A 4K remake of Mario and Wario. Oh my god, I'd play that. I would absolutely play that. There is a code listed to make the to make the screensavers appear immediately, but I couldn't seem to get it to work. You best start believing in big Mario stories. You're in one. No, I'm telling you, chat, there's a Mario. He's real. Hello, Mr. Taco. First person remake of Mario and Wario, and but you're the POV of Mario. Oh, that would be great. That'd be sick. I think it like subtly changes the palette to make it slightly less bright. So you would see nothing good yet. Thankfully, plumbers aren't real, so we're safe. Oh, thank goodness. Ugh. Can you imagine? What if Mario was real? What if he's behind you right now? Oh, Jesus. Fuck me. Okay, I'm gonna put it at 200% speed because I don't know how long this takes. I don't know how long Mr. Mario here actually sleeps for. Oh, he's talking in his sleep. He was right here just a minute ago. Oh, there's Princess Peach. Oh. Okay, let's well, he's not happy with our gameplay. He's back to sleep again. He's coming in like, now, what's going on here? Why aren't you playing your Nintendo games? Oh, there's a UFO. What the fuck? How long does this go on for? What was that? You didn't see anything, Mario. There's nothing there. Yeah, Switch 2 NSO should add Mario and Wario. I'm waiting for Puyo Puyo. No, Panel Upon 64. I know they have it. They must have it. Do it. Oh, there he is. Wow, what the fuck? And then you hear a neck snap. Excellent. Excellent. I'm glad I waited. Thank you for telling me that there was more to that. Unfortunately, that takes so long that we can't really show all of them. I wish we could. We'll probably come back to the Super Game Boy another time, so we'll absolutely try again. But let me just see if I can get this code to work. L4. Let me just try one more time. No, I can't get it to work. That's okay. That's fine. So, let us move on. If you hate our game but can't be bothered to turn it off, then please enjoy some cutscenes. Why haven't Nintendo acknowledged Luigi's vaudeville comedy rope since? I don't know. Complete cowardice is what it is. So, let us move on to the first actual game. Let's make sure that the speed is correct. Okay, yep, we're back to normal. So, the first really compatible game with the Super Game Boy was, of course, Donkey Kong from 1994. It's that wily Donkey... he's back in the news again. He's relevant. Donkey Kong's adventures continue with new tricks and traps for Mario. Donkey Kong returns to Game Boy. This famous ape has kidnapped Pauline and climbed to the top of a perilous skyscraper. Challenged by the many perils and unending puzzles, Mario must reach his arch-rival. As he makes his way, Mario will need to gather disappearing keys to unlock doors of hidden rooms. Donkey Kong devises evil tricks to confuse and trap him. Our heroic plumber has his hands full this time. Classic arcade action fun with 10 stages and 100 advanced puzzles. Thrilling new adventure elements for added excitement. 4 megabytes games contains a battery backup. Okay, hold on. Right, let me... so I need to... TV stream 1, and we need to... Okay, so let's load up Donkey Kong. We'll switch it to the Super Game Boy 2 in a minute. Once he... Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Well, oh, jeez. No, this isn't what I wanted at all. Oh, no. Oh, no. We're trapped here again. Oh well, I'll have to beat this game to get to the other Donkey Kong. I've got no choice. You can see my hands are tied. Now with less ghosting. God. I've done my time in the Donkey Kong landmines. Thank you very much. I wanted to show this off because A, couldn't resist the gag, and B, fucking piece of dog shit. Fucking hate that game. Motherfucker. Oh, right, hold on. We need to power off. We need to... Game Boy, here we go. Use Super Game Boy 2 timing. So this should mean that the games run at the proper speed now. It is slightly easier to play on Super Game Boy. Oh, good. I thought we'd never see this one again. So look at the color use here. Again, the Super Game Boy can basically assign palettes to any part of the screen. But this also shows off other things. Oh, was that the Super Nintendo making some noise there? Oh, this goes way easier. Oh, it's gonna be short. It's gonna be like 2 minutes. The Super Game Boy can achieve mind-boggling effects. The Super Nintendo is crying. Help them! I'm doing my best. So this expands the moveset a lot, so you can do like handstands and shit. And like backflips. It's gonna be like 2 minutes long. King of Balloon ripoff. The elusive Pie Factory, yep. It wasn't ever meant to play Super Game Boy games. It's crying. Nintendo lied to us. They don't even penalize you for falling down anymore. Game's easy. Made for babies, for children. What the fuck, Mario picked a top tier, this is bullshit. And yeah, a lot of this is very considered, specifically to take advantage of the Super Game Boy's capabilities. But we'll see more of that in a minute. Oh, and check this out. You can throw the hammer up now. They changed it to how high can you go? Absolute coward shit. What the fuck? Why would they do that? Oh? Oh, you thought this was just the 4 stages from the arcade game, huh? Absolutely not. Fucking slammed into it. That's just the tutorial. Top 10 anime betrayals. Also, you're gonna get like a shit ton of lives in this game. Oh, we're in the big city. Look at this. Look at the colors here. Kong is kind of caked up in this. He has to squeeze through. Can't achieve. The largest size a GB game could be is 1 megabyte, 8 megabits. So I don't think the back of the box is. Are you suggesting that the back of the box lied to us? Incredible if true. So at this point, the game essentially turns into a puzzle platformer with multiple worlds, multiple stages to get through. Obviously, I'm being a little facetious. They didn't really hide that this was not a port. Oh no, we need to. Oh no, we can just walk through. So, because we got all the items, you get to gamble. It does have elements of Super Mario Bros. 2, you're right. There's now scrolling. There's all sorts of things. You can climb this. Oh, this is my favourite. I love this. Game boxes never lie. Unrelated, but have you seen how good Ghostbusters 2 looks on the ZX Spectrum? Yeah, the dash through the exit is very charming. You can also throw the key to take out certain enemies. Not all of them, but some of them. Many arcade-perfect games could appear on your 8-bit computer if boxes are to be believed. I think Street Fighter 2 on the ZX Spectrum has a warning like, game performance may differ from that shown on box. Or something like that. Oh, there's a creature in there. Commodore's. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Mario's dead. US Gold being shady? No. May differ. There's a possibility it'll differ. Oh, shit. Okay. There we go. The Amiga box even lied. Nice. So you probably played this game before. You probably know how this goes. But we may as well finish this first set of stages. At least get to the first boss, which is in the next stage. Ah, fuck. So the thing with the key is if you fuck around, eventually it will Fortunately, if you're holding it, it doesn't kill you if you get hurt by something. But like if you fuck around too much, it'll walk back to where it started. Oh yeah, the WrestleMania SNES port is missing 2 characters. So you can use the handstand to protect yourself. Also, is this technically the first appearance of Mario's triple jump? I get the feeling it is. You can do it from a handstand. Use handstand to defeat tires. Yeah, of course. I played a video game before. This is kind of the part I don't like about this game. There's a lot of stages that use these temporary platforms and ladders, and it kind of slows the pace down a bit. The Wu-Tang advert is canon compliant. Mario is protecting his neck, it's true. Oh yeah, the intermission cutscenes are very cute. But yeah, like you have to pick up this. That was the disappointing thing. There wasn't a Rick Mail advert for the Super Game Boy. I was gutted. I was like, no, that's what I wanted. The one Nintendo UK advert I could find was very generic. Nice ass, DK. I'm glad that everyone's appreciating the bakery that DK has brought for us. Anyway, let's go gambling. Look at that Mario. Look at all those colours on him. Yes! I can't stop winning! Donkey Kong's considerable rear shelf. Okay, right. So that's Donkey Kong. I forgot to change the game title, didn't I? That's going to be a pattern. So the vision that I have for this stream is it's split into 3 blocks. At the moment, we're looking at games that really showcase what the Super Game Boy can do, the things that were possible with it. The second block is fighting games. The third block is puzzle, and then there's a bonus game at the end. So we have 90% of Kong stop gambling before they hit the jackpot. We're pushing start to rich. Okay. Okay, right. So let's load up the next game first. So as demonstrated, hang on. Let me pause this shit. Hold on. Wait, no, pause. There we go. So, as demonstrated in Donkey Kong, the Super Game Boy could do things with sounds as well. It is a lot. No, I did it. I beat you to it. Beat you to it, Water. Okay, let me catch up. Big City not twinned with Chomp City, true. Yeah, Donkey Kong 94 is a long game. There's like they said 100 stages, they mean it. That game goes on for a while. All the genres, Nintendo, fighters, puzzle, bonus. Okay, so, right. The next game, the Super Game Boy could do things with sound. It could use samples, and Donkey Kong 94 also has, the end credits song is done by the SNES rather than the Game Boy, but obviously it would take us a while to get there. But there's a way to show this off a little easier. It's a little game called Animaniacs by Konami. People used to complain how Street Fighter 2 wasn't run on arcade cabinets in either. I demand it be run on Game Boy this year. So, you heard of these guys? It's the Warner Brothers and the Warner sister Dot. A lot of trouble is popping up at the Warner Brothers studio. Yakko, Wacko and Dot are out to the water tower and running wild across the movie sets of Bungle in the Jungle, Remember the a la Mode, and To Scream or Not to Scream. Guide their hilarious hijinks to find power-ups and avoid crazy traps like catapults, runaway trains and giant boulders. Use each character's special abilities and unique talents on your quest to collect the key movie props on each set. Watch for your favourite Animaniacs characters like That's who you open with? Like Ralph the security guard, Mindy, Buttons, and Pinky and the Brain. Yakko moves big obstacles and plays paddleball. Wacko is a smash with his mallet. Dot gets by with her irresistible charm. Honestly, same. Wow, Ralph is here! Beloved character Ralph the security guard. So, Konami made a few Animaniacs games. Not as many as Tiny Toons games they made, but, they went for it. There was the SNES version, which is a game I've never seen ever. I don't think it's real. There's the Mega Drive game, which is a sort of... imagine Kids Lost Vikings, where you control 3 characters at once. And this Game Boy version is a port of that Mega Drive version. Ralph the security guard is the Inspector Zenigata of Warner Brothers cartoons. Oh, listen to that. Welcome to our video game. What do you mean? Oh, we gotta learn what a video game is. We're cartoon characters. Yeah, there was a bit of colour clash. Wacko, even though we are animated characters. Comma, ellipses. That doesn't mean that we can't play a vital role in an interactive audiovisual entertainment software medium. As well. As McLuhan predicted... What is we talking about? What is he talking about? Sorry, the W's and H's look very similar in this font. I think he's saying, welcome to our video game. Wacko, let me tell you about the 3DO. Animaniacs was TMS2 at points, that's right. Look at this! Wow, they got all the colours here. So yeah, this, the entire soundtrack is done by the SNES. It's not just the intro. Oh, TMS stuck a Jigen cameo into the Last Wish movie, that's good. Here we are in the Warner Brothers studio in lovely Southern California. Wacko, man, the 32X sure was a shitload of fuck. I want to meet some glamorous celebrities, or perhaps John Snots. Yeah, me too. Maybe he'd do that thing with his eyes for us. I've got a great idea. Let's open that hip-hop culture shop that we're always talking about. Did they do that? Maybe? We can start by collecting some famous props from the movies. Sounds like fun. Let's go. Here come the Warner Brothers. Here come the Warner Brothers. Oh, okay. And the Warner sister. with 3 exclamation marks. I watched Animaniacs growing up. Would it surprise you to learn that Dot was my favourite character? Hello, Jiggy. Welcome. Thank you for raiding. What were you up to? I hope you're doing well. We're playing Super Game Boy games. So we have this brief intro stage. But yeah, this was ported by Factor 5, who also did Contra the Alien Wars on the Game Boy, as well as, you know, probably some other games, I don't know. That may be the least surprising thing you've heard all day. Yes, it is not Game Boy music. This is using the SNES. Manfred Trends alert, yep. How you doing, Jiggy? How is your stream? Now, the only stage I tested was this one, which will help us to demonstrate a slight problem with this version. To scream or not to scream? Oh shit, it's Rick Splatterhouse's mask. You're doing some Amiga gaming. Oh, Metro. Okay. Metro Siege demo. Nice. I thought Janus died for good in part 15. He did. But if you remember, his analyst stole the mask, and he became reincarnated. Then, after an analyst died in part 26, his butler became Janus briefly, before handing the reins to his insurance salesman. Wait, really? Is that why she's called Dot? Oh, that's adorable. It's the Warner Brothers and the Dot. If we take the mask, will we become Janus next? That's something only the game designers can answer. Ooh, spooky. Of course, that's an entire slew of Friday the 13th jokes. Don't tell me how they correlate. I've only watched up to the 4th one. I want to get to 8. I have to get to 8 someday. So we have to kiss the vampire while he's... Fuck me. Okay, are we still here? If anyone can hear this message. Oh no, streamer. Buffered for a while. Okay. Looks like we're back. That's weird. Anyway, by the way, every time you pause, the music restarts, so don't pause. Banned for kissing vampires on stream, I know. Okay, no, there's a specific reason. I've seen the scene where he takes the mask off in front of the punks. And I have to see that with my brother. I must. Oh, is this the... Yeah. So it bounces you all the way back here. Banned for Friday the 13th, spoiler. So we have to... So yeah, fairly basic puzzle platformer. I quite like the Mega Drive version of this. Twitch ruining... shit. The thing is, I know in my heart that I've seen, like, the best ones. I know that I am aware, and yet... Oh, fuck me. Oh, wait, no, I haven't fucked this up. I haven't been flummoxed by a children's game. But I'm 4 movies in, I feel compelled. But can you hear the rumbling thunder? That's a really nice touch. I really like that. Wacko can also pull blocks if he so desires. The stream died and I had to watch more Taco Bell ads. Why must I suffer? I'm so sorry, Shark. My god, if I could switch it off, I would. It's perfectly fine to let the schlock wash over you. Anyway, so we get it. We're about to get into the mansion. Then things are going to get a little weird. So, yeah, this is the intro music. I think they basically ran out of music, and so either they reused songs in the Game Boy version. I'm guessing, like, when you play this as a normal Game Boy game, it also plays the intro here, and it doesn't exactly fit, does it? I'm sure the next room will be fine. This is music from the Wild West stage. Oh, okay, they kept this gag. Good. We may as well see if we can beat this stage. Oh, this is a boss. Okay, hang on. Oh, no, okay. We just had to make sure we froze him. I got it. It's very weird to know that Rob Tolson's regular voice is just his Yakko voice. Someone ought to fire the movie's music producer. True. You can still see the set stuff in the back though. That's cute. Wait, how do I? Am I stuck? Hold on. Oh! Whoops. we just have to hit him with the mid-air kiss. Oh, it's tricky. Oh, stand still. Man, you gotta be accurate. This game is Dynamite Heady adjacent to me. Yeah, visible props, I agree. You had to leave for a bit to get dinner and oh. What do you mean, oh? No, this is fine. So what did I do wrong here? Is it just a case of smash the... Oh, okay. It fell on top of me was the problem. I understand. But yeah, this is... I don't think it has the same level layout as the original. Like, I think they change a lot of things, but it's a pretty alright version of Oh, this was in the Mega Drive game. I remember this. Oh, how it sounds without the Super Game Boy. You know what? We may as well do that. We could do that just for you, Kak. So, switch to Game Boy, and then power off. Here's how it sounds without the Game Boy, Super Game Boy. Yakko dies, HD footage reel. It's a little hissy. The first two areas inside the mansion did have the weird music choices. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it sure sounds like a Game Boy game. It sure do. Excellent high-pitched farts, yes. Let's just see what this horror stage sounds like. Oh, yes! This is the Nightcore remix. Yeah, the Game Boy Contra 3 is also Super Game Boy enhanced. I decided not to include it in the lineup because I didn't think it really did that much, aside from like a really fancy title screen. When that high pitch hits. The Wild West music is the best. You know what? Let's see if we can... I'll tell you what, hold on. Reset. Fuck it, we can do this. Yeah, Factor 5 doing a couple of ports for Konami on the Game Boy. Why not? Oh, it's only on the third room. Oh, okay. Well, we'll try it anyway. We'll see what we get. But again, we have a shit ton of games to get through, so I'm trying not to spend too much time on any one game. You see, the most effective way to use Dot is to... You see, she has a really long animation. But if you jump and do the kiss, you cancel the animation. Wait, which studio is the Wild West one? Save state? Remember... Ah, no, got it right. The famed Dot speedrun strats. Fortunately, they don't make titles like it anymore either. I always used to pretend that I was Sheriff Anderson, galloping into the sunset. I thought it was the horse that galloped. Hey, Dottie, whenever you talk to me, shut up. Ow, ooh. Ooh, this is hitting notes. I wasn't aware. Oh, there he is. There's Ralph, everyone's favourite. Our favourite character. Beloved Animaniacs character. It's not this one, but it's also pretty good. Okay. Right, well, that's enough of that. It's time for us to move on. The real star of the show right there. So, next game is part of the reason we had to use Meisen for this. So, in Japan, this was released in 1990. This is the Game Boy port of Space Invaders. Let me show the box. Where's the box? Not there. Not there. Here it is. So this was released in 1990, and it is literally Space Invaders. Play Taito games, you're right. Crazy Balloon is this week's Arcade Archives, by the way. Play Taito games. But did they have a great vogue? They did. Look at these perfectly cromulent invaders. But yep, there's nothing fancy about this. There's no options, none of that. Don't need it. So let's load up. Fuck, hang on. I gotta fuck with some options here. So we change it back to Super Game Boy. So in 1994, it got released overseas as Space Invaders, special features with Super Game Boy. This is the German box because it has that little special features thing. Destroy or be destroyed. Space Invaders tests your skill and reflexes against a horde of alien invaders. Space Invaders for Game Boy includes the classic one-player you against them battle, or you can link up with a friend to play head-to-head. Space Invaders is Super Game Boy enhanced, with special features available only when playing through the Super NES using your Super Game Boy accessory. This nostalgic blast from the past will bring back fond memories for veteran players. Younger players will enjoy discovering this simple yet challenging game for the first time. Classic arcade action at home or on the go. 2 players can link up to Game Boy systems for head-to-head challenge. 2-player for Game Boy requires Game Link cable and tube game packs. Super Game Boy enhanced. Only on Super Game Boy can you play original arcade version. Can't resist the joke. Forgive me, it all began in '94. Yeah, it did. It sure did. So, let me load this up. Okay, hang on. Space Invaders, this one. Oh wait, was it 95? Oh, I'm an idiot. Sorry, pay no attention to anything I say. So you have a choice of selecting Super Game Boy or Arcade. Let's select Super Game Boy first. So this is literally the same game but with a different logo. And also no 2-player mode. Except on the Super Game Boy you do get this, I think. Let's play it black and white with cellophane. People are getting to learn about what Crazy Balloon is good. It merely kept on rolling in 95, yes. Nice arcade cab border as well, yep. But again, this is Space Invaders. It's basically the same as the one we just saw from Japan. So, let me reset. So what about that other option? The power of S. Arcade Space Invaders are now invading your Super NES. Please wait. What does this mean? This isn't a Game Boy game at all. This is a SNES game. What's happening? The classic Invaders from 1978 return. They had a great vogue. That's the thing. They did sell it as a SNES game. So what happened was, much later, they released Space Invaders, the original game for the SNES, which is basically this, but with an added versus mode. Yeah, it's the same intro, but the text is different. This is essentially Space Invaders DX, but without the parody mode, which is a shame. So yeah, they just hid a SNES game onto a Game Boy cart, which makes total sense. That's such a good idea. But, as noted on the cutting room floor, Game Boy games don't have region lock. But if you try and play a European Space Invaders cart on a Super Game Boy, you won't be able to play the SNES game because it's region locked. So now we get upright cabinet screen, black and white with cellophane and colour. So let's go upright cabinet. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the cartridge version came out 3 years later. When did it come out in Japan at the same time or what? I'm not sure. This one also has 2-player alternating play. And it tries to emulate the sort of the moon background and the transparency, and it's pretty effective. And yeah, you basically get Space Invaders at home. For a fraction of the cost of a actual Super NES cartridge. I just love how they frame it as Space Invaders invading your TV. They're invading your Super NES. That's so adorable. Ah, missed him. Yeah, the sound's pretty good as well. Okay, thanks for stopping by, Arnold Rimmer. Oh yeah, that's right, the physical cards of Switch 2 ports of Switch 1 games are compatible, that is true. Ah, missed him. Okay. So yeah, that's maybe one of the coolest uses of the Super Game Boy. Big fan of that. So that ends our showcase block. That's all of the games that sort of do really wild things with the hardware. So let's move on to our next block, fighting games. We've got a selection of 3. First up, it's Killer Instinct. So I wanted to highlight fighting games because of one of the cool things that the Super Game Boy can do. Oh, what's this? Player 2 keys. What's that all about? Oh, we can have the screen dark or light. Let's have it light. No, let's have it dark. This is actually relevant because a very good video came out very recently. I should have the link for it. Hold on. Wait. Here we go. Ketchup and Mustard did a deep dive on Killer Instinct 1. So I should have this set up. Let's go into practice mode first. Let's see what we got. So, oh wait, hold on. Duh. We have to look at the rest of the box. The king of the killer arcade games. Game audio's low. Is it louder now? A Game Boy fighter with a practice mode? I know, right? Let me, hold on. Yeah, let's crank that up a bit. What I need to do is I need to pop this out. There we go. Pop it out. There we go, that's better. So, what's the box say? No, not that one. This one. Killer Instinct. First it tore into the arcades, then it burst into your house only on the Super Nintendo. Now it comes home again, this time on Game Boy. 8 of your favourite Killer Instinct fighters, Jago, Thunder, Spinal, Combo, Orchid, Saberwolf, Glacius, and Fulgore return to battle each other in the Ultimate Fighting Tournament and for a chance at the showdown with the awesome Idol. Killer Instinct packs a wallop even on Game Boy. The same great combo strategies are there, along with power-packed special moves and gruesome danger moves. Killer Instinct comes to Super Game Boy. Your favourite warriors are back for more. Play high-tension arcade action. Play alone or with a friend. So yeah, unfortunately Riptor and Cinder didn't make it, which is bullshit if you ask me. Let's play as Jago, I guess. Oh, look at that! This game exists seems like a weak bullet point. So this, as is my understanding, I think this like uses command normals to simulate the many different buttons. So I'm holding back, I'm pressing standard, I'm pressing it alone and I'm holding forward. Kicky leg. I remember enjoying this on Game Boy as well, but I played the SNES version mostly. But you can still do combos and shit. Like so. It's not... It does feel a little weird. Hold on. Is it kicks? Yeah, it's kicks to follow up. Ah, there we go. Masters. Oh, I still got it. Riptor was one of my favorites as well, so I feel that pain. Yeah, awesome, 8 hits. I feel like a god. But that's not what we're here for. Start the game. Hold on, wait. I gotta. Game. No. Oh, yeah, game. Hold on. No, it's SNES. Input. SNES controller. Bastard thing. I was relying on my wireless NES controller, but my wireless NES controller has betrayed me. So I gotta do some shit here. Hang on. It's saying it's connected and it's not connected. I have to die. I was like, no, I don't need to do it again. It'll remember. Like a fool. Like a buffoon. Come on. There we go. So it should work. Oh, come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. No, I set this up earlier. I tested this. I made sure that it worked. There we go. Okay, now it's working. Had a bit of a moment, but we got there. Hey, there we go. Fuck it. Obviously, this will be unfair, but you know. But yeah, this is like really competent. This works pretty well. You'd think it wouldn't. I mean, it's a little stodgy. It doesn't. It's not gonna. You're not gonna play this instead of the SNES game, obviously. But I think for what it is, it does pretty well. Yeah, God. I know that there's Xbox Game Studios games showing up on other consoles. Please put Arcade Killer Instinct on something else. Anything. Yeah, the jams are great as well. It's one of the better Game Boy fight games, it's true. But yeah, pretty impressive that they managed to squeeze it down and make it feel good. Yeah, I would like to see the Game Boy Turok games. They're weird. Anyway, computer's styling on me. What else is new? So that's Killer Instinct. Let's move on to our next fight game. Again, we're gonna give these like very brief little overviews. We don't have much time, but I'm gonna do my best with them. So pause that. Cac, this one's for you. This is Netto King of Fighters 95, part of the Dead Heat Fighters series, which was, let's see, it was King of Fighters 95, 96, World Heroes 2 Jet, Samurai Showdown 3, Fatal Fury Special, Real Bout Fatal Fury, and Battle Arena Toshinden. I think that's all of them. This was a series of Takara published Game Boy fighting games that were based on popular arcade games at the time. Mostly Neo Geo. Athena cute, is true. There's only one character choice, don't you worry, I got you. Here's the Western box art. New release. Good. The King of Fighters tournament has arrived. Only the toughest combatants may enter. Select from 15 unique warriors and find out who will be crowned king. Each fighter has their own special moves. Battle your way to the top and face Rugal, the evil force behind the tournament. Make sure your fighting skills are razor sharp. One wrong move and this box is empty. The tournament goodbye. 15 different fighters. Play solo or against a friend. Cool 3-on-3 team mode. I tell you what, let's shift the emulator window a little so we can. There we go. I know. Okay, hold on. Wait, no, I fucked this up already. Reset. There we go. Oh, announcing the 1995 King of Fighters tournament. We welcome both new and old teams. Ah. Shout out to the default sound, SGB sound effects you can't hear on BGB. Oh, let's test that out. Hang on. It's in the sound test, right? Didn't tell us to break a spine, I know. So, remind me, Cac, this was made by Galbrain, right? Because they also did Virtual Fighter 2. As a separate SGB sound test. Oh, do I unlock it? Sorry. Wait a minute. Because I knew the code to unlock the good character. Doing some on-the-fly research here. Game Boy. Oh, okay, right, I got it. The problem is that can you do this? On the intro, you could already hear SGB sound effects. Okay, that's alright then. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's a separate code, so I'll tell you what, we'll demonstrate actual play first, and then we'll try that one. Oh yeah, no, this was on the King of Fighters 95. I had to pick one representative of the Takara games, and so this is the one that I picked. So let's go with I tell you what, let's go with single versus. Jaden. Ah, fuck. So yeah, Nakoruru's here. Nakoruru's pretty good. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah, 50%. Welcome to Kamui Kotan. This is one of the things she's infamous for in this version. Wait, hold on. Is that supposed to happen? Just lag the bird timer out. Well before early patch KOF 14. I'm just going up. See ya. Oh, I did activate the super cheat mode. Okay. Oh, that's right. I pressed like select. Oh, okay. Yeah. She usually has 10 seconds. Yeah, I pressed it 25. With max power, it's infinite instead. Ah, that would explain it. Okay, so hang on. Let me... Knack in a KOF game always manages to be busted. It's true. Okay, hold on. Let me reset. So I have to press it just 20 times. For the true experience. Okay, that'll do. Also, a really sick border as well. Big fan. No. I'm just gonna stab her a lot. Did I? Is it? Oh no, it's not. Yeah, there we go. 10 seconds of bird time. That is absurd. That is so silly. Please do the bird moves flightless. You're gonna have to help me out a little on that one. Not as absurd as her hitbox, but no, this has got stop dodging. It's got all the stuff that you need. King of Sillies. Yep, 21 or so years before she terrorized the King of Fighters. King of Fighters 14. It's true. And she's all comfy now. Are these Super Game Boy sound effects as well? The punching sound effects? I think they are, right? Chat practicing CBS 1 in the meantime, true. So seriously, Kak, what do you mean by do the bird moves without the bird? Is that like at the start of the round or what? You're gonna have to help me out on that one. We do have to see a win pose screen. Which really good. Oh wait, what the fuck was that? Has she got like weird air moves? What the fuck? I didn't realize how busted she was. Oh god, that's funny. They just let you do the... Oh, that's great. Oh, that's so sick. You don't even need the bird. You can just do whatever. Just embrace chaos. This truly is nature's punishment. That is so sick. It's absolutely twisted shit. Oh, nature's back, baby. Anyway, I should be getting chip damage on all this, by the way. The game doesn't tell you can do those moves flightless, but you can. Oshioki of the nature. I'm fighting on behalf of the natural world. Rules of the nature, baby. There's an unreleased second revision of the Japanese game which did tell you that. Ah. And there's Athena. It's her. Oh god, that's funny. So yes, famously these Game Boy King of Fighters games had their engine used for many bootleg games, which are different, varying levels of twisted. We will do a stream of them someday. That day is not today. I'm fighting GB Nakoruru after murdering 50,000 people with her air tech. By the way, that's what happens when you switch the special Game Boy border off. And in turn, this game was directly built on top of Game Gear Fatal Fury, which was built... Okay. No, that's fine. Let's see Athena's main screen. And that was built on top of Mega Drive Fatal Fury 2. It's a rich tapestry. And do I have this right? Some of those bootlegs also used like sprite edits from the Neo Geo Pocket Color games. Is that the right set of bootlegs? Anyway, I lost. That's fine. There's no tea time for me. Let's go. Correct. Queen Fighter has the NGPC edits. That's correct. Yep. Okay, good. I am capable of retaining knowledge, as well as soul falchion, of course. Yes. But yeah, there's a lot of these Takara published fighting games on the Game Boy. They are worthy of their own stream in the future. Also, I forgot to change the game name again because I'm really smart. But it doesn't matter because we're moving on to our next game anyway. Let's see. So we have one more fighting game. Now I needed a game to represent the fact that, you know, it wasn't just normal Game Boy games that supported the Super Game Boy. Game Boy Color games did as well. And so, now, you must all suffer. Your punishment must be more severe. A new dimension of combat. In-game speech. Mortal Kombat 4 for the Game Boy is one of the few games to offer this great new feature. Special codes. This version of Mortal Kombat 4 contains exclusive combat codes for the Game Boy. Fatalities. Watch as brand new and classic fatalities take on a completely different meaning in full motion video on your Game Boy. So this does have Super Game Boy support. Check this shit out. Yes! Yes! Oh, who's that, huh? Digital Eclipse Software. Yep, this is and yeah, this does have, yeah, let me check. Yeah, this has a special Game Boy I was about to say, yeah, this has a special Super Game Boy palette. It sure fucking does. Mortal Kombat 4 for the Apple II. It's got 2 dimensions. Is this the power of the Carbon engine? Absolutely it is. Did you catch that? Hold on, I've got to reset because I don't know his fatality, but I know some other fatalities. Reset. Accidental Quan Chi. They don't put Mortal Kombat 4 on Crazy Kong hardware. True. The creakiest Shao Kahn laugh. I had to bite my tongue when the opponent mentioned the Shao Kahn voice at the start of this stream. That's actually a little easier on the eyes. Is this game very quiet, by the way? Let me know if I gotta crank it up. It's him. It's Scorpio! Beware of mercifully quiet. Oh, I can fix that, don't worry. I can fix that for you. I can, no, we gotta fix that. Hi, Electric Boogaloo, you picked a great time to join in. Exclusive feature. Not every oh jeez, no, I'm not putting that palette back on. Fuck that. When I was playing it earlier, it had normal palettes. Famed MK guest character Hank Scorpio. Did you hear? Are you hearing these exclusive voices though? What is the... Oh, fuck. I'm trying to do a special move. Back. No. Well, we may as well... Yeah, they even included grunts. Oh, here we go! Yeah! Fatality. That's a bit more sane. So yeah, this game's pretty infamous for being, you know... I need to hear... No, to be fair, that did not display 100% correctly. It looks better on a Game Boy Color screen. I tell you what, in the interests of fairness, let us change the settings. Let's switch this to Game Boy Color. Reset. Oh, no, I have to reload the ROM entirely. Here we go. See, this is how it's meant to look on a Game Boy Color. But can you see that this plays like significantly worse than the other two fighting games we saw? Game Boy Color, Little Nicky era Digital Eclipse, MS Paint Fighter. It sounds like it's using the Shao Kahn VO from MK3 and not actual MK4 clips. That's good. It says a lot about Steve Ritchie's Shao Kahn that you can identify even in this hellscape. Oh, fuck. There we go. So I don't know whether like the Super Game Boy emulation is wrong or if it just sort of looked like that. But that's what it's supposed to look like. But they went to the trouble of adding a Super Game Boy palette and a border. The only thing that could have made it funnier is if they'd used the Quan Chi face from this box, from the cabinet side art. Yeah, you want Bozo off, you fuck. I mean, to be fair, they had a arduous task ahead of them. Mortal Kombat games on the Game Boy are not particularly great. They're video recordings and they're usually of like the wrong character, which, you know, makes total sense because, I mean, what else are they going to put on the Game Boy if they're going to go that route? They can't have little videos for every combination. I know that Mortal Kombat 1 on the Game Boy is especially reviled. But I think compared to the other fighting games we've seen, they're definitely like a rung below. There we go. Anyway, so this ends our fighting game portion of the stream. Let's play something fighting adjacent. Oh no, wrong setting. Fuck. Oh, I spoiled it. Hang on, let me sort this out. No, we want Super Game Boy. We want to reload the ROM entirely. Yep, and we want to pause for a second because we got to change some things. We got to move now playing. So this is an interesting case. Deep fried scorpion fatality. I'm sure they'll have room for improvement when that newfangled Game Boy Advance comes out. Oh, they better include the Game Boy Color Mortal Kombat 4 on that new collection. They're both made by Digital Eclipse. They have to. You want the curse to continue, I see. Well, yes. Actually, you know what? No, we need to... Okay, well, first off, we need to show the box art. Big fan of this box art coming up. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's the wrong one. Nope. Spoiling some of the other games. Whoops, nope. Fuck. Where the fuck shit, where did I put it? Oh, no, I put Puyo Puyo in here, I swear. No. Oh, I'm gonna have to fucking find it. Did you miss Balloon? Balloon Fight was last week. Oh, Jesus, where did I put the fucking thing? Okay, we'll have to improvise. Where is it? Show yourself, coward. There it is. Oh, Balloon Fight GB? No, we didn't do that. No, we're just looking at Super Game Boy stuff. So this is the Game Boy port to the original Puyo Puyo. A full remake of Game Boy Mortal Kombat 4, crafted by Mike Mika to deliver on the original vision. I would love that. Oh, it does have two. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we'll do. I think we'll do Balloon Fight GB and Hello Kitty World in their own stream. But for now, we're looking at Puyo Puyo. So what I'll do is got to change the settings again. Let's switch it to normal Game Boy, just to demonstrate how this sort of looks on a real Game Boy. Satan, yeah, so, hold on. Yeah, if you look very carefully, Satan's having a look. Pervo. So how do you port Puyo Puyo to the Game Boy? Total Winky Soft victory, true. Well, they got their little cutscenes. He's doing the sickos, he is. This is how you do it. So we have different colours and also different shapes. And they make the shapes as distinct as possible. Look at that little carbuncle go. He's like a 10% of the screen real estate, poor guy. So it's possible to play it this way. It's very tricky though. This is not exactly the easiest game on the eyes. Worse than the cursed Dr. Mario hack, true. Kak sent me like a really cursed hack of Dr. Mario. Oh, well, I fucked it all up now. Oh no, there we go. There's a combo. So yeah, they tried, an attempt was made, And I mean, Puyo was making money on everything, so they had to put it on the Game Boy. Yeah, it looks pretty rough, doesn't it? But it's okay, we can fix this. Let's go to Super Game Boy. Let's reload the ROM. I don't have to imagine this on an actual Game Boy. I have a physical copy. If only GB had a Puzzlo Kids, I know, right? So check this out. They added colors. they added colors. Just look at it. Perfectly cromulent. And of course, just like the fighting games, this has support for 2 players. Absolutely, yes, very good use of the color overlays for sure. Anyway, I'm gonna bury them. Yeah, that small one, maybe not quite as strong, but they did their best. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the inherent comedy of saying they added colours to Puyo Puyo? Yes. Yeah, they tried to port every puzzle game to the Game Boy Color, regardless of how suitable it was for the format. So, this is a lot of effort. This is high effort. I'm really impressed. Right? This is sick, right? You know, you can play just a standard game if you want, you know. You can even give yourself a handicap, just like the real thing. Anyway, so what about the second game in the series? Because all 4 of the original Puyo Puyo games got ported to the Game Boy. Pocket Puyo Puyo 2, Pocket Puyo Puyo Sun, and Pocket Puyo Puyon eventually happened. Let's take a look at... So that's Puyo Puyo 2. Where did I put it? I put it here, I think. Yeah, here it is. Let's take a look at the next one along. Pocket Puyo Puyo 2. Close that. Change to now playing. Nope, spelled it wrong. So, there we go. Where is it? There it is. Witch in the corner. Yeah, you'll love to see it. Oh. I've got to switch the thing off. There we go. You mean each Dick's son, right? Yeah. I do. You're correct. So again, this has a multiplayer mode. Say hello to Compile's cursed sound driver. Nope, they did not bother. Absolutely not. Nope, it's this instead. Game audio a little loud, I can turn that down. What do you mean, Alvy? They made that really... I think they did a really good job on the Game Boy, Super Game Boy at least. They put effort in. Not here. Absolutely not. Carbuncle still looks pretty good, true. But yeah, this is... They didn't quite do it for this one. It is a unique palette at least, but it's It's not much of a change. Puyo Puyo with the Harrow tech base, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm quite charmed by the original. I think it's quite adorable. But thank you. So let's power off. Yeah, I didn't get the ROM ready for this one, but Pocket Puyo Puyo Sun doesn't. It has a custom border, but it doesn't even bother with a custom palette. They changed their mind. So let's see, what else have we got? I think nope. Oh yeah, we may as well do this one now. So here's a different puzzle game. Let me nope, wrong tab. Oh yeah, I had a hell of a time trying to find this in the good ROMs thing, because it just has it as exchanger. But this is in fact Money Idol Exchanger. Sun has Game Boy Color support, which is where the party's at. True. Get B. Throw A. There she is. There's Exchanger. So yeah, this is pretty much Money Idol Exchanger on the Game Boy, but they don't do anything fancy with the colorization. It's exactly as you remember it. Instructions unclear. Through B and got A. I keep forgetting that this port even exists. It was actually, it seems like it was the first one released after the Neo Geo version though, which is surprising. Anyway, you all know Money Idol Exchanger, you all admire it. We know what's going on here. But they don't show they don't show the opponent's screen, they just give you an idea of how they're doing, I think. Yeah, I think there were a bunch of magical drop games on Game Boy as well. It's the Magic Drop Neo Geo Pocket Color approach. Yeah, exactly. It takes a little getting used to if you've played Magical Drop a lot, but I don't know. I like Money Idol Exchanger. The Pokemon Puzzle Challenge approach. Ghost Warrior, Encino Man but with a samurai. Good. Noted. Sega to Sanshiro's in it. Okay, good. Excellent. Oh, we can get an E. Hang on. E obtained. Oh yeah, it's once you start playing with a human opponent, this game is absolutely ruthless. It's not quite as exciting if you can't see the misery you are putting upon your opponent, though. So it does lose a slight element there, but that's okay. Oh, we win. Okay. Next stage. Anyway, I mostly wanted to show just the sort of different approach that you could make with a puzzle game on Game Boy and how that would adapt to Game Boy Color. So we got one more puzzle game to show off. This is Mario's Picross. This also uses the object feature of the Super Game Boy. It's the only game to use it, and it's only used to make sure you can't change the palette of the title screen here. That's it. Am I a Picross fan? Yes. Yes, I am. I picked up Jufute Raden's Guide for Pixel Museum on Switch. It's pretty great. Oh, and look at this. We've got lots of nice bit of colour at the bottom there. You don't know who that is? That's okay. She's a VTuber who specialises in art history. She's extremely cool. I aspire to be that cool. Crawl Space. Klaus Kinski and how much of a crazy piece of shit he was on the set. That sounds great. This isn't Wario's Picross, I know, right? Ah, fuck. So, yeah, this doesn't do much fancy with the Game Boy Color, the Super Game Boy. But I wanted to show it off because of that title screen. I believe indie VTuber would be the appropriate term. That is a term that is used. I'm kind of nice at Picross, actually. I never told you this, but I'm kind of sick. So, yeah, we've done that one. The documentary by the director called "Please Kill Mr. Kinski." Oh my god. Confirmed. I'm not cracked at Picross. I can barely figure it out. There's the. To be fair, I sort of knew this one in advance anyway, so this one's cheating. There we go. It was a Game Boy! Picross God. Okay, let's. I love the game over tune in this, so let's hear it. So every time you. Unlike the modern ones, every time you get a wrong piece in this game, you get a massive time penalty. So, we are moving on to our final game of the evening. And I wanted to show off a game that even if you didn't have a Super Game Boy, you might have seen the colours and border here. Oh shit, wrong button. No, I want to put it there. Cock. Let's see. So you heard of this? You heard of this thing called where is it? Heard of this thing called Money? No, that's Money Idol Exchanger. Nope, that's Mario's Picross, which I forgot to show because I'm very smart. That's the German box art, by the way. Das Knifflig Bilder Rätsel. Where is it? No, that's not it. No, that's not it. There it is. Pocket Monsters. Yeah, I've heard of Monster in My Pocket. A new cult hero hits your screens in the form of Pock. But you probably know it as Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. Blue version. Oh, that's right. Okay, I wanted to show this off. On the back of Mario's Picross. Not recommended for children under the age of 8. Do not expose your young children to Picross. It will drive them mad. Experience colourful Picross play on Super Game Boy. Yeah, right. You've finally been granted your Pokemon Trainer's license. That never happens in-game. Now it's time to head out to become the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. It's going to take all you've got to collect 150 Pokemon in this enormous world. Catch and train monsters like the shockingly cute Pikachu. Face off against Blastoise's torrential water cannons. Stand strong when facing Pidgeot's stormy gust. Trade with friends and watch your Pokemon evolve. Important, no single Pokemon can win it all. Except unless it's Nidoking and you're in a speed run. Can you develop the ultimate Pokemon strategy to defeat the 8 gym leaders and become the greatest Pokemon master of all time? Collect up to 139 different Pokemon playing the red version. Using the Game Link cable, trade with a friend who has the blue version to... Oh, I think they fucked this up. You'll need to use both versions, red and blue, to collect all the Pokemon. Test your training skills by battling against a friend using the Game Link cable, sold separately. Save your Pokemon collection and game progress on the Game Pack memory. Requires basic reading skills to fully enjoy the entertaining story. No mention of the Super Game Boy. Oh wait, there it is. So, yep, here we go. If your Pidgeot still has Gust, you might be fucking stupid. So yeah, if you've played Pokemon Stadium and you had Pokemon Blue, and you played this in the Game Boy Tower, yeah, this is basically what it was. Anytime a game box asks me, can I, with that specific wording, I say no and turn 360 degrees and walk backwards out to the store. Yeah, Pokemon Stadium famously had the Game Boy Tower, which allowed you to play the Game Boy game on your N64, and the colours and borders are taken straight from this Super Game Boy version. You could also unlock Doduo mode to play at 2 times speed, or Dodrio mode for 3 times speed. 150 is a lot of Pokemon, but it will be nothing compared to your profits. Hello there. So I kind of want to get to a battle at least, just to show off the way this game uses colours. He's the Pokemon Prof. Can you defeat Gorbulon's army and save Billandia? Buddy, I can't even get out of bed some mornings. It is not happening. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for fights. Myself? I study Pokemon as a profession. How's that paying, Professor? First off, what is your name? You distinctly remember this because you had Pokemon Stadium and a transfer pack that would slip out of you if you looked at it wrong. Right, so your name is Honey. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you were a baby. What is his name again? I like that they can textualize that by saying, I don't know what his name is. Your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. So yeah, I just wanted to very, very briefly show this off because again, Pokemon Stadium, there's a connection there. Is it the Japanese version that has a reference to Mario and Wario here? How many of you knew about that, huh? Right, his name is Shitface. How could I forget? I never noticed that. You can look at the TV wrong. Some people make friends with Pokemon. Others use them for fights. Me, I hang around as an unused fight that would be rumored to exist across schoolyards the world over. Crammed full of Pokemon books. Right, all boys leave home someday. It said so on TV. Ash's mom is really bad at this. Professor Oak next door is looking for you. All boys leave. It said so on TV. That's really good. How many games have a killer app both at the beginning and the end of their life? We could be at home now, looking at the telly. Thought you said the telly's broke. That doesn't matter, we could have just sat there looking at it. But yeah, you're right, Clip the Jester. Not many systems get a killer app at the beginning and the end of their life. It's wild to think this was 96 though. Hi, honey. A town map. Pretty big world. It's a big map. This is useful. I saw the TV says boys leave home at 10. Gramps isn't around. Oh, that's no good. Push start to open the menu. The save option is on the menu screen. Got it. Rob Reiner and Stephen King, inspiring many to collect tiny monsters in the wild. Hey, wait, don't go out. It's unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. You need your own Pokemon for your protection. And yeah, actually, you know, I know exactly how late it was because I imported a copy of Pokemon from the US and I sent a letter to Nintendo asking where to find Zapdos, and they said, please wait until the official release in 1999. In the French version, is Dragon Ball on the TV? Oh, that's great. Every trainer by 10 get their own cap, sleeveless vest, and fingerless gloves. Yeah, we did not get Metal Walker. There's a lot of games we didn't get. The third one, we put it in the fucking trash. Yeah, October 1999. Welcome to Pal Land. So who we taking? So Notice obviously refers hot places. No, I'm not. I haven't made my decision yet. So each Pokemon has their own palette. If you were playing this on a Game Boy Color, they'd all have the same shared palette. Nope, don't want that one either. Seed. No, I don't want the plant Pokemon Bulbasaur. We go with this horrible monster. That's fucking right. Team Charmander over here. I'm using all of my brain power to come up with a funny nickname. Fuck it. Fuck it, they're all gonna be Love Live jokes. It's not too difficult to hear the rave electronica influence in the game's battle music. Junichi Matsuda's pulse fan music into account. Ah. I'm gonna... I had to, deconcede. I want you to know I had to allow that message. Worth it. Ah, good. We got the angels done on. We'll play this until I catch at least one of the Pokemon. Because the thing is, I think a playthrough of this would be fun. But obviously it would take like a long time. It would, you know, it would be something we'd have to do sort of on the back burner, but I think it would be fun. But you know, there's always that bit of me that says, well, you know, people have done all, you know, Pokemon that's been streamed so many times. Is there anything I could add to the conversation? And I don't know, maybe. Also, this has an exclusive feature. You may have noticed that the life bars change colour. That doesn't happen in the original if you're playing this on a Game Boy or a Game Boy Color. They actually changed the palette to make that happen. You did pick the wrong Pokemon, idiot, dummy. Can't wait to see the Pokemon Blue Nuzlocke session went well, Skeets. No, I can't do that. I get attached. Can you beat Pokemon Blue as a ping tuber? Glad we got all the good answers here. Alex is out at Grandpa's lab. Can I have the town map, please? Wait, did I fuck up? What do I do now? Oh, that's right. I talked to Oak, don't I? Okay, we can do that. Yep, proper Game Boy Color support did not come until Yellow. We'll just have to murder a couple of Pokemon on the way here. We don't have any... We have no Pokeballs. YouTube thumbnail. Because my own Pokemon history is I played the shit out of Red and Blue and a little Yellow. Played the shit out of Gold and Silver. Yeah, Yellow's Game Boy Color support makes it look like a Super Game Boy game. Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, I played the shit out of Gold and Silver. Didn't play the advanced games. Moved all of my... I started with Pokemon Blue, so like I moved all my blue Pokemon over to Gold because I thought they'd be safer there. The battery died. None of my original Pokemon are alive. Completely lost interest after that. Oh yeah, I watched a lot of the cartoon series. Misty's my favourite Pokemon trainer. Fight me. And then I just never went back, and that's okay. I'm kind of tempted by one of the Switch games, maybe, in the future. Hey, you came from Pallet Town? Yep, it's the only town around here. Yep. Mm-hmm. So, am I gonna get paid for this? Because, you know, this is technically child labor. Can't Professor Oak get his ass over here? Oh, whatever. Yeah, Gen 2's battery is a little rough. I thought, oh, they'll be safe there. They'll be there forever. I did not cry. I want to make that clear. I originally started with a Bulbasaur, but whenever I play this now, I go with Charmander, because I want the challenge. But see, the health bars turned red. Again, not a feature on Game Boy Color or anything. Child, you must single-handedly take on the entire mafia with these strange dogs. Basically, yeah. Anyway, some of my favourite Pokemon include Vileplume, Scyther, Cubone, and Farfetch'd. Records data on Pokemon you've seen. High-tech encyclopedia, blah blah blah. Take these with you. We really do be all living in a Pokemon world, makes you think. Oak, you're not that old. You're like, what, 36? You have your whole life ahead of you. I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one. Ha ha ha. Grandpa asked you to run an errand? Here, this will help you. You know what? Rival sister, you're alright, you are. Let's catch one singular Pokemon and then we'll wrap this stream up. And yeah, 36 is practically ancient god age in anime rules. Setsuna becomes strong. Sadly, there isn't like one of my favourite Pokemon designs is Murkrow, which is not in this game. That would have been a perfect one to start with, alas. Is life in Pokemon Gen 1 that empty if you're not a trainer? Yes. It's one of those game worlds where everyone does Pokemon stuff. What are your favorite Pokemon? Let's see. So, oh no, don't knock me out. Vileplume, Cubone, Farfetch'd, Butterfree, Murkrow. I'm trying to think of ones from Gold and Silver. Snorlax is a good choice. I like Slowpoke, not Slowbro, but Slowpoke. Grimer! I love Grimer. He's cute. He's just an adorable little pile. Farfetch'd is like top 3. As is Vileplume. Ditto is cute, yeah. Oh, what's the name of the one that Mimikyu? I like Mimikyu. That's such a cute concept. Big fan. Tangela is just a little guy. Would you eat a Slowpoke tail? Ooh. You're asking the big moral questions here. No. I would say no. The question of eating Pokemon is kind of weird because, like, do they eat them? Yes, maybe? It's kind of strange and unclear. Mimikyu is just a little baby. We must protect them. Anyway, check this out. I'm going to catch this Rattata. Easy catch. People do eat slowpoke tails. I have heard that. Again, holding down and B, this should totally work. Bites anything when it attacks. Oh, when it... Small and very quick, it is a common sight in many places. I do want to give this Rattata a nickname. Let's think. There's many paths I could go from here. Okay, I'll go with one that people actually recognize. And who could forget Rat Girl? You would feast on a kingless, Straw Bros. Noted. Then Miltank happened. It's, I mean, I think, like, the later games have this thing where essentially they're in a utopia because, like, they never have any energy problems or something. Like, they figured out infinite energy. I guess at some point you do sort of have to just, what's the word I'm looking for? Suspend your disbelief, because, you know, it's a game about fighting little strange animals. Yeah, Pokemon is a post-scarcity universe. That's what I was thinking of. For what it's worth, my Pokemon Red battery still works, because I have been playing that on the side. I wanted to beat the Elite Four with a team of all my favourite Pokemon. But I've got there, and I just need to grind, because Farfetch'd, Scyther, Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Cubone, and what was the other one? Butterfree is not exactly Elite Four killer material, but I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, it's a don't think too hard about it kind of thing. Yeah, in the show, Magikarp is stated to be all scale and bones and is therefore basically inedible. Okay, well, that was that's gonna do it for us. I showcased the games that I wanted to. We had a little bit of a Pokemon session. And I hope that I have showcased the Super Game Boy to the best of my ability. So for now, let's end the stream in the traditional manner.
Any minute now, and it's gonna be Chomp City.
Clyde!
Not now, I'm getting ready to chomp pack.
But Clyde, there's something I think you ought to know.
What is it?
I think he's getting ready to chop us. Hey, Pepper! I think I just caught Pack's jaws.
Oh, no, there it is. Okay, so there's fewer colours here than in the Super Game Boy selection. Okay, thanks for showing up, everyone. This was fun. I love the Game Boy. Take me down to the Chomp City, where but Clyde, there's something you ought to know. Maybe someday we'll get to Chomp City. Maybe that's at the end of Pac-Land. I don't know. But no, I really love the Game Boy, and I like showing it off. I know that we sort of had to cut some of those games short, but I hope I was able to demonstrate some of the cool things that the Super Game Boy can do, and lament at the fact that Nintendo is allergic to adding those features to any re-release of any Game Boy game ever made. They won't fucking do it. They hate that shit. They didn't do it for the Game Boy player. They didn't do it on 3DS. They didn't do it on Switch. Just like, no, it doesn't exist. What are you talking about? I don't know what a Super Game Boy is. Yeah, it does have a credit sequence. We didn't show that off. We did show off one of the screensavers where Mario comes out of the windows. The SGB is only real in your mind. True. But no, thanks for showing up, everyone. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Next week, I don't know. Maybe we're gonna do more Game Boy. Maybe we do Game and Watch Gallery. There's 3 of those. There's 4 of those, and we could definitely do the Game Boy ones in a single stream. That's a thought. I'll have to think about it. Otherwise, Super Game Boy? Yeah, the Game Boy Super. Play a selection of classic games on our online service now. Very good. Thank you, I will, Electric Boogaloo. I hope you all have a good evening as well. So, I'm thinking... There is one game that I kind of want to play, but it'll be a commitment. So it might be like, for a few weeks, it's the only thing we stream. And I don't know how you'll all feel about that. Sonic Adventure. We've exhausted almost everything else Sonic related up to that point. We kind of have, well, aside from, Spinball and 3D Blast, but we could just, we'll get to those eventually, but I would be emulating the Dreamcast version. I would be doing it that way, because I don't know whether I'd be able to stream the PC version, play that and stream it at the same time. That's complicated. But I think we kind of have to do it, because I want to do it. Hope everyone's ready for Loading Time City. A, I want to do it, and B, we can't move on to the other Sonic games until we do it. Special seasonal events of the Dreamcast version. That depends entirely on how easy they are to do. If it's just a VMU file, that probably wouldn't be too bad. But I don't know how to set that up. Sonic Adventure International. Ooh, yes. It's just VMU files. Okay. But yeah, I'll have a think about it. The one thing that's putting me off is I would like to do it on like both Wednesdays and Fridays, so I don't know whether some people would miss the Wednesday stream and not catch up with what's happening. Emulate it and download the files like you would on a real console. Okay. Yeah, that should work. Because I wouldn't want people to feel that they have to be at both the Wednesday and Friday streams, because I know that's not possible for everyone. So I'd have to have a think about it. So we're gonna we will do Sonic Adventure soon. I'm pretty sure we will. But otherwise, there won't be a stream on Friday. So we'll see you all next week. Thank you all for showing up and enjoying yourselves. I hope you have a lovely evening. So take care. Bye bye.